Iran has rejected United States claims that it must use money from released frozen assets under its agreement with the United States to purchase American goods. This goes against Trump's boast that the money released to Iran will come back to the United States in form of food purchases. The governor of Tehran's central bank says that while Iran might well use the funds to buy U.S. farm products, denied that it is under any obligation to spend the money on American exports. Earlier, an Iranian envoy said that Tehran alone will decide how to use assets, denying Washington would have any control over their funds.
According to the MOU, Iranian assets should be defrozen by the United States, and Iran should have full access to its assets which have been frozen outside the country. And Iran is the only country who decides what to do with those assets, and there would be no any role for any other country or entity to have a say on how those assets should be used by Iran.
President Trump had said that Iran was supposed to use the money being unfrozen to buy food exclusively from the U.S.
If the sanctions go out, money's going to be put into this country. All that money's coming back in the form of purchases of food, which they desperately need. They have 91 million people. They can't feed them. So the money that we lift is going to go to our farmers, largely to our farmers.
This is the latest issue where Iran has rejected claims made by Trump and his administration. Iran has already denied it had discussed nuclear program at the talks and said it had not agreed to invite International Atomic Energy Agency inspectors back into the country. Trump has come under criticism from his own base over the Iranian deal. His critics allege the deal favors Iran. According to Iranian leaders, Washington has agreed to release $12 billion in frozen assets to Iran. The United States also suspended sanctions on Iranian oil. This temporarily lifts sanctions on Iran to allow it to produce, sell and deliver crude and related products through August 21st. In signs of withering domestic support for the war, Trump's poll numbers weakened while the Republican-controlled Senate defied the president and voted to halt the war, in a largely symbolic move that highlighted fissures in his party. Meanwhile, a Reuters Ipsos poll found that 35% of Americans think that the United States is now in a weaker position with Iran than it was before the war, while 23% believe it is in a stronger position. The 5-day poll, which closed on Monday, also showed the war weighing heavily on Trump's popularity. His approval rating has dropped to 34%, a return to the lowest level of the Republicans' second term. Even in Israel, trust in Trump has dropped significantly. A poll by Jerusalem Post says only 12% of Israelis now hold a great deal of trust in Trump with regards to American-Israeli ties. This is in contrast to the 21% in May and 34% in March, just after the start of the war.